guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vanessa. In today's video I will be showing you guys my go-to drugstore soft glam look. So I know I have been MIA on this channel with makeup content, pretty much any content, but hopefully your girl is here to stay. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into this video, and my hope is that by the end of this video, if you are a beginner, you know, you're just trying to wrap your finger around this whole makeup thing, you may learn something that will help you, you know, on your makeup journey. So all the products that I'll be using in this video are gonna be drugstore, no high-end products, and these are gonna be my favorites, what I've really been loving. So without further much ado, let's jump right into this video. So I already moisturized my face and I used the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Cream. This is really good for like pre-makeup. And now I'm gonna apply the e.l.f. Putty Primer. This primer is really great because if you have like very oily skin, even though I don't have oily skin, I still use this just because it's a great product. And you want to apply it sparingly, okay? You don't want to put too much. Usually I do my face and then my brows, so sometimes I'll do my brows and then my face, but for the sake of this video I think I'll just do my brows first. Yes, let's do that. Let's go in and do a brows first. All right, so when it comes to my brows, I really don't do much because I have pretty much full fake brows. So I really do the bare minimum. So I'm just going to show you guys what I do with these brows. Basically, I just fill out the areas of my brows that are sparse, usually the ends, because this hair is pretty much everywhere. That's basically all I do on my brows, just fill the edges. Because I have very dark brows, if I do more than this, it's gonna look, you know, really wild. And I'm not trying to have that. Before using the pencil on my brows, I laid my brows with some brow gel. So if you have thick brows as stubborn as mine and they're just all over the place, you might want to lay them down with some brow gel, which is what I did before, you know, prior to this. Yeah, that's pretty much all I do on my brows. So to conceal my brows, I'm going to go in with this LA Girl Pro Concealer. I use the shade Chestnut because it's close to my skin tone. So now that I'm done cleaning up the bottom part of my brows, I'm gonna go up to the top part, and in doing that I use the foundation, my shade of foundation, because I want it to be as natural as possible. I don't even want it to be like, you know, I put anything on there. So I'm using the Maybelline Super Stay Foundation in the shade 360, which is Mocha. I already primed my face, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply my foundation. And I'm gonna use a wet sponge. I already wet my sponge just to, you know, put that foundation into my face. I don't know, usually I prefer to use a sponge. Most people use a brush for their face, but I find that the sponge works better for me. So I would encourage you to, you know, just find out which one works better for you and stick with that. It's just, makeup is no one size fit all. It's pretty much what works for you, what you're comfortable with. And this foundation is pretty much full coverage, which is what I love about it. So you don't need too much, you know, a little goes a long way when it comes to Maybelline. Okay, so now that we're all done with putting on our foundation, I'm gonna move on to the concealer. And what I use is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. It has a matte finish, and this is in the shade Deep Chestnut. I love this concealer. It dries down really well, full coverage, and I just apply that down under my eyes, down the ridge of my nose. When you're concealing, you don't want to put too much at first, okay? Because if you put too much, you're gonna end up with so much product that you're not able to blend in. So you just want to go with a little bit, and as you go, you can, you know, add more if you need to. But yeah, basically these are the areas of your face that you conceal. So when you put on your concealer, you want to give it a few seconds to dry down, because then, you know, it stays in place. So about a few seconds, not a whole 5 minutes or whatever, because if you stay that long, then you're done. All right, I'm just gonna go in and blend that concealer. And when you're blending, you want to blend where you put your concealer. Okay, don't drag it all over out of your face. Just blend your under eye, blend it in place. And again, I love to use a sponge to blend my concealer. Most people find that using the brush is easier, but for me, it's always been a sponge. So I'm done blending my highlight, and now I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in a satin finish, and this is in the shade Rich Ebony. I'm gonna use that as my contour, and this is very pigmented. Okay, if you're using something like this, then you want to go in light, because you know you don't want to put too much. When it comes to contour, too much is just gonna mess up your whole face. And for my nose, I'm gonna use a brush, kind of a flat brush. It's not too flat, it's a little bit fluffy. I'm just gonna tap on that product, wipe it at the back of my hand, and use it for my nose contour. You see, even that is still too much. I hope I will be able to blend it. So you want to go in really light, because you know. And again, still a sponge. I'm a sponge girl. What can I say? Not SpongeBob, sponge girl. Okay, one thing about contouring your face, you see how my face is? I basically have high cheekbones. So what I do is I take my contour down a little bit, because if I take it too high, I'm basically gonna look like I had plastic surgery. Okay, so if you have a face that is shaped like mine and your cheekbones are pretty prominent, then you want to bring your contour down a little bit. But if your face is a little bit fuller, you know, you can take it up. So basically, just have to know how your face is to know how to contour your face, because you gotta learn your face, girl. We all have different shapes and sizes of our faces, so you gotta learn yours to see which you know, which method works better for you. But yeah, basically you just contour down your cheekbone, and then, you know, the outer rim of your face. Those are the areas where you contour. And when I'm done doing this, I'm gonna use the clean side of the sponge. And besides, this is a new whole sponge, so I'm gonna use a clean side, you know, and blend with my concealer so that it looks pretty much a match. But I'm not taking it into the concealer, I'm just blending the edges, so you know it looks well blended. And after I do this, I usually like to go in with one more round of concealer, just so if I lost any, you know, any color in there, I'm gonna bring it back, because I really like when my under eyes are bright. Okay, so now let's blend in that nose contour. This one is a little bit tricky, so you want to squeeze your sponge and just tap where you put the contour, the excess product on that brush. And then I'll go back and clean up my nose contour. And you see how I'm doing this, pretty much, you know, bringing it down the rim of your nose. If it's giving up as harsh on camera, don't worry, by the time we're done with this makeup, you're gonna see that it's not as harsh as you thought. I'm gonna go in with a second layer of concealer, and I'm just gonna, this time around, I just need a little bit, not too much, because I already concealed, just to bring back the color under my eyes. And then we're gonna blend that. This the second time I do this, I really don't wait for it to dry down, because I already have one layer of concealer. And with this one, I don't take it out, I just, you know, as usual, blend it in place. Okay, so now we're done highlighting and contouring. We're gonna move on to I'm gonna set my under eyes, and what I'll be using today is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I have this in medium deep, which is shade 30, and then deep, which is 35. So they have like If you can see, one is lighter and one is dark. So I use the very light one, the medium dip. I use that under my eyes. At first, people will bake. Even now, people still bake under their eyes. But what I find that works best for me is that I just, pat that product. I don't really, you don't put so much product under your eyes that it leaves that flashback, especially when you take pictures. So you want to just put in a little bit and you really pat it in there so it really sets that concealer. So you're setting your concealer, and I tap up the excess at the back of my hand and I press that powder into my face. You want to go in light, so you're not applying too much. The outer part of my face, I go in with the, the tip, which is the shade 35. And it gives you that gradient, from a light under eye to kind of a middle, not too light, not too dark. And then you have your contour. So you have like a gradient. You're not just, moving from light to dark. So that is why I use two setting powders with, two different shades. And that's what works for me. You don't have to use two setting powders. Just find one that works for you and stick to it. So basically, you're setting wherever you highlighted before. So wherever I put my highlight, my concealer, that is where I'm setting right now. So down the ridge of my nose, my forehead, my under eye, and my chin. Yeah. That is what we're doing. So now that I'm done pressing that powder into my skin, I'm gonna take a little bit of it and just leave it there, so that when doing my eyeshadow and if I have any fallout, I can easily, just dust off. So this is gonna stay here, but we're gonna dust it off after we're done with eyeshadow. So now we gotta set the contour as well, and for that I'll be using the Morphe, what's it called, face and body bronzer in the shade Leader. Hold up. Morphe is not a drugstore brand. I'm so sorry. Let's see. So okay, so I'll be using the True Complexion contour palette. This is a drugstore brand from Black Radiance. Yeah, this is pretty. And I'm gonna be using this shade right here. I think it's the Sculpt Medium. I'm gonna be using that. You want to go in light, okay? Take just a little bit at first and use it to set your contour. And I'm gonna use that as a bronzer as well and just bronze my face. I like to go in with some loose powder and clean up the contour so it's not all over my face. I do this, I just clean that up. So it gives you more of a, you understand? It gives you more of a, a sculpted face. Yeah, that is what we're doing here. We're sculpting and chiseling our face. So you see that? You see what it does? Well, I'm also gonna set my nose contour with the powder I use for my cheeks, just to make it more snatched. Yeah, so now that we're done with the face, we're gonna move on to the eyes, and I'm gonna be showing you, my go-to maximum 2-3 eyeshadows, no stress, when I'm in a rush but I still want to look, I just slap that on and I'm out the door. Let me tell you the trick. I don't go into my eyeshadow palette. I still use the same bronzer that I used, the same bronzer or contour palette that I use. I just use that for my eyes, and I find that when you use this, whatever you use for your cheeks, if you use that for your eyes, it gives your face more definition, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna apply some concealer, again the e.l.f. concealer, on my eyelid to prime my eyes. All right, so now that I'm done priming my eyes, I'm gonna go in with this really dark shade here, and I'm gonna put that on my eyelid. Ooh, it looks black. Hold on. This might be too dark. Well, not too much. So I'm going in with the brown, the very dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm basically just putting that on my eyelid. I'm not taking it up yet. I'm just patting that down. I'm not, you know, swishing or whatever. I'm just patting it down for now, just so it sets on that concealer. All right, so I got a different brush and I'm going to go into this color right here. I'm going in with a lighter brown to kind of soften the edges of you know, this dark brown that we put on the eyelid, just so it gives it, you know, a gradient look. We're all about the gradient. Yeah, just, you know, soften that dark brown, and there you have it. All right, so now that we're done with the face, we're done chiseling and contouring and whatever. So I'm gonna dust off this under eye, pop on some lashes, and then I'll be right. Okay, so she's back looking like a snack. So I just popped on my lashes, and this is the one that I used. It's a company called Glamalucious. They are on Instagram, and it's Black owned. They have really cute lashes, so be sure to check them out. And then we're gonna dust off our face with the Fit Me Maybelline powder in 360, same shade I used as the foundation. So we're just gonna, you know, blend everything together so the face is looking all nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna set my face. Let's spray that face, baby. Whew. Okay, so while the setting spray is drying down, we're gonna do the lips. I'm gonna go in with my lip liner from NYX. It is the matte lip liner in Club Hopper. I'm gonna take this Kokie Professionals matte lipstick and just apply that on my lips. So I literally almost forgot my favorite part of makeup, which is blush. I love blushing up my face, you know, just bringing back some color into that dull face. You know, when you're done contouring and highlighting and everything, you need to bring back some color. So the blush I used today is the CoverGirl Trublend So Flushed. I love this blush. The color is perfect for dark skin. So yeah, I think that sums up our look. Oh my god. What do you think, guys? What do you think? So but yeah, this is the final look. Let me know down below what you think. Do you love it? What didn't you like? What kind of videos do you want to see? Just let me know, please. And please do not forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. And see you guys in my next video. Bye.